On this episode of The AutoArchaeologist, we're in another barn looking at another 1971 Cuda, this time a 383 automatic car that's only been sitting for not that long, but still it's in a 100-year-old horse barn. So pretty cool. All right, I'm here looking at a cool old barn. The guy obviously is a Mopar guy, Pennistar Ridge. And he's got a really neat car stashed away in his legit barn. I'll show you a picture of the horse that's just on the other side of that wall later. But I thought I'd show you real quick, walking into the barn, what he's got back here. He's got a ton of parts. There's tons of cool parts. This is only one of the buildings. But here in back is a 1971 Cuda 3D3 car. The owner has owned it since 1992. And it's a 3D3 automatic on the floor, not original engine or trans. When he got it, it had a 440. But so I'll show you guys real quick. It has not been in this barn for that long. It's only been in here since like 2008. As of today, it is 2025. But this is a original gunmetal gray billboard car, 391 gear. But he drove it in here, right? You drove it in here. Yep, drove it in here back in 2008 because he had another car to drive. Show you the interior real quick. Good old Suntac, automatic on the floor. Some nice aftermarket seat covers. There's part of the air cleaner assembly. But that thing is cool. Okay, so the story is this car and two others were sitting on a lot in a town north of where we are right now. You got to watch out. There's barbed wire. This car was sitting on a lot with a 78 Super Coupe and a 71 Charger Super B. And the owner here is a big fan of e-bodies. So for $1,200, he bought this and some HP engines, some Mopar big blocks, all kinds of cool stuff. But I have pictures underneath the hood, and this fender's been replaced. But I have a picture of the fender tag, I'm pretty sure, which I'll show here and I'll decode. But you can see real BS23N1B VIN number. But the car is currently involved in a trade. The owner has a 76-pack Cuda that he's having restored. And this Cuda is going to be the payment for the restoration. So here, I'm going to go on the other side of this tractor he has and try to get a little bit of a view over here. He's also got tons of cool Mopar parts stashed in here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And the barn we're in, they used to have young cows in here. And this is where they would be in the winters. So everything that we're standing on here is cow poop. But here you can see this a little bit better. The guild fenders, the hood. Looks like it's only got the single speaker dash. But yeah, this is about as barn findy as it gets. Like I said, we discovered that this was pre-1880 because the boards, something up with the boards. This part was added on later, but the actual barn right there is from the 1880s because it's non-standard wood and it's all hard cut wood. So that's pretty neat. But this actually, the property here used to be a sawmill and a farm before the current owners had it. And there actually used to be a standard or a narrow gauge railway that used to run past here. And the other side of this building used to be the old switch house. which I won't show, but just a neat little piece of history. But yeah, so 71 CUDA 3D3 automatic on the floor, sitting in an old barn. Let me know what you think, and I'll keep on chugging. Well, the owner was kind enough to open the hood for me and show you the slightly modified 3D3. You can see it's a power disc brake car, 2-speed wiper, non-air conditioned, big block. Oh, it's got a power steering cooler. That's cool. And for my friends who like numbers, there's the numbers. But it's basically, I mean, for the most part, stock. Was it a silver car originally?
Gunmetal metallic.
Yeah, gunmetal gray. You can see
in a billboard car originally.
right there. You can see gunmetal gray. GA4.
The 5 he's got in record, this is the rarest one.
That's crazy. Yeah, you can see the VIN number right there. But this is a cool, cool time capsule. And I'm glad I was able to document this at the time. It actually originally had a trunk-mounted luggage rack. But obviously, someone swapped it out at one time.
I did because it wasn't original to the car.
Oh, it wasn't original? Oh, I got it. I thought you said someone did it before you.
They had it, and they just drilled holes and put it on there, so the guy who needed it, and
Oh, gotcha.
I got a regular deck lid for it like it's supposed to be.
Whatever ground I'm standing on just, like, barfed at me. This thing is so cool.
This is the old cow barn where the young cattle kids in here and stayed. You're walking on cow shit.
Oh, good. No wonder it's a little squishy.
Yep.
But it's worth it for a 71 CUDA 3D3 car. I was lucky enough to meet the owner of this car and others you'll see and have seen, ironically enough, at breakfast with another yard owner. So I was able to visit the property twice. That's why you see some of the pictures, the cover's off or the cover's moved. But I was there in the winter of 2024, which is actually like early 2024, like February, March. And then I was there in March, April of 2025. And the car hadn't moved, which is fine. Like I said, he's having a 76 barrel Cuda painted, and this car is supposed to be that payment for that, which blows my mind. But I do talk to the owner often, and I will probably be going out there here again in March or something to go check on this and pick up some parts, because he does have more cars that you'll see in probably next week's video out in his quarry. Unfortunately, you can't make a lot out on the fender tag, other than on the left side you can see the GA4 Winchester Gray Metallic paint code, but it is a real billboard car in the gray, so that's kind of rare. Hey, Automotive Adventurers! I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a look at my friend's second 71 CUDA that he has stashed away. I don't know if you saw the video from November of the Shaker one. Same owner, same cool guy. Super nice guy. I appreciate him allowing me the opportunity to come hit that out. This other CUDA. And there's going to be a whole series because he has a lot more stashed away. So I'll keep you guys posted. That will be probably the next series coming out. And currently, I'm in the garage, and it's, as of that temperature gauge, 7 degrees out here. Can you see the breath? And I'm freezing. I'm literally standing in front of my little heater, trying to stay warm, because they say frostbite can occur within, I think, 10, 15 minutes. So I don't plan on being here long. The car is nice and warm, so I'm going to head out here and get home. I heard that the Bears are playing today for the playoffs. Go Bears. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a sports fan. But what else is going on? Nothing much right now. Collecting parts. I'm gonna. It's supposed to be, this entire week is supposed to be below 30 degrees. So I think this is gonna be one of those hibernate and just knock out content weeks. So I know a bunch of stories for Mopar Connection I have to finish up. I have to finish the story for Mopar Collector's Guide. Oh, the MoPowered Tour. I did do a whole bunch of announcements on the MoPowered Tour and my social media links about me doing the Hot Rod Power Tour like I do every year, but I'm really trying to push the Mopar element of it this year again. I hadn't done it for the last few years, and it's fine, but with it being this year being unique, because usually it's a real hard thing to try to find stuff to do along the route that our group can kind of peel off and do. But this year, doing most of Route 66, or a good chunk of Route 66 all the way to Tulsa, starting in Joliet and then going to, like I said, Tulsa. It shouldn't be hard, and it should be a lot of fun. And I know a lot of people along the way. Like, I know people in Illinois, obviously, since that's where I live. And I know people in Missouri and all the way to basically Tulsa. So I think it'll be a really good one. I'm trying to get as many Mopars, and anyone. If you really want to join us, you're more than welcome to. We're non-denominational. We try to stay Mopar, and we'll work around it. But anyone's welcome to our little group. Just drop me a line somehow. You can follow the MoPowered tour. I'll put the information in the description below. But yeah, so I'm really excited. I actually even had a little logo made and might make stickers. I don't know. I've never made stickers before, so this will be a new one, and maybe T-shirts. Not sure. But let me know what you think. I hope you enjoyed this video. Your comments are always appreciated. And what else is going on? Oh, of course, new videos every Monday. Please subscribe because that helps keep this going. Otherwise, I will talk to you all soon. Stay safe.